Of all the videos I've shot and put on YouTube, the video that has the most amount of views is a video I shot on thoracic mobility exercises for extension and rotation. It has over 37,000 views, so obviously that is a pretty big problem for a lot of people. So I kind of wanted to do a part 2 of thoracic mobility exercises and give you guys a couple more. So the first one I want to show you is to do a prone press up. This is a lot of times one that we use for the low back, but it's also good for the thoracic spine just based on how you do it. So in this prone press up position, what I want you to think about doing is as you push up, I want you to think about your vertebrae one at a time in your thoracic spine kind of arching and bending up. Try to keep your hips down, and instead of just thinking about hinging at your low back, think about extending your head and arching up with your thoracic spine. So that's a good one for thoracic extension. The next one I want you to do is to enforce that thoracic extension is to use a dowel. So for this one, what you're going to do is you get a dowel like this or a piece of PVC pipe, lie down, you put something like a towel here for your forehead to give some room for your nose, and then you're going to come overhead and you're going to go back and forth this way. Up and down, pressing overhead. And that's another great way to work on some thoracic extension. Now, the next one I want to do for rotation, we're going to use a little bit of momentum with it. So you're going to sit in a chair, make sure the chair isn't, make sure the back of the chair is low enough. The reason you have to sit in a chair to do this is you want to lock out the hips because your hips can turn also. So if you're sitting down, your hips won't turn as much. You're going to grab the stick like this in the middle and put your hands up against your sternum, and then you're literally going to just rotate as far as you and fast as you can, just in a whipping motion. So this is almost like a rotational whip. You go both sides. And as you can see, I have a little bit harder time going to my left. It's probably because my right is the dominant side. So I usually end up rotating to my right to do things, or even if you're just driving in your car, you'll rotate to the right because we're sitting on the left-hand side. To back up, we'll rotate to the right. So that's a great one for rotation. The next one I want to show you is another one for extension. And there's a couple different ways you can do this. One, I like to start in this position up against the wall and try to get your hands up against the wall like this. And then what I want you to do, this is almost doing like a back walkover, but you're doing it standing up, and you're going to walk out and look up at the ceiling and walk back in. Walk up, walk out, look up at the ceiling, and walk back in. And where you'll feel this a lot is actually in your stomach. Sometimes why people have a hard time extending is they've worked so hard on crunches and doing abdominal exercises that their stomach's too tight. So this helps actually stretch your anterior muscles in your stomach, and your fascia in your stomach and your rib cage. Another one that I like to do is to actually put some momentum into the extension. So come out from the wall a couple inches, and what I want you to do is reach up as high as you can with your arms and extend back. Just like this. So again, adding some momentum into the extension is a little bit different way of doing it, but also helps to extend the back. So that was part 2 of the exercises. Give these a try, and I think your upper back, your thoracic spine will be moving a lot better.